I have recently started playing through the Ace Attorney games on stream, and oh boy are they fun. Do I love these silly little lawyer games where I get to be a silly little lawyer. I love winning in the justice system.
My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one.
I'm playing as famously known Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. My goal? Defend some innocent clients. The first case I get my grubby little lawyer hands on is the first turnabout. Our first case? A frame job. We arrive at the district court defendant lobby where we're introduced to our first character.
Yeah!
Mia, who is our chief, here to help us on our very hard trial of proving innocence of a framed man. Death, despair, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill himself, holy shit. After hearing his despair-filled suicidal cries, we're swiftly introduced to Larry Butts, who I'm defending because I owe him a favor and have him to thank for my job, and he's been my best friend since grade school. He refers to you as Nick for a nickname, which led to this. Nick? Who the fuck is Nick? Wait, is my name Nick Phoenix? Why am I named Nick, bro?
So disappointed.
My last name's Phoenix. Why's my first name Nick, bro? It's such an underwhelming name. I don't really understand why they call me Nick. That's just not my name. I get it's a nickname, but it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I googled it while writing the script because I was curious for a more concrete reason, but this is all that came up. They claim that Maya gave it to him when we clearly see Larry saying it here first, but also that's dumb because then it should be Nix or Nix with an S, not Nick or something, because that's literally how the end of Phoenix is said. It's Nix or Nix, not Nick. We learn a little bit more about our client and his surplus of supposed unluckiness. I can imagine. No, see, I didn't bludgeon her to death. I had a blunt object in my hand. I fell over and it hit her on the head. And I tried to I kept falling over. Like, it wasn't my fault.
I just kept tripping.
Seeing as this was my first trial as a real official defendant, the judge thought it fair to test my readiness for the case to make sure I was suitable to do my part. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Gulp! I'm asked to state the name of the defendant, then the name of the victim. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whoa, I know this one.
I hope so.
I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait, uh-oh. No way, I forgot. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it. Yeah, what button is that on my controller, though? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Wait.
We're expressing everything now.
I am. Oh, I found it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cindy. After very quickly and easily, may I add, figuring out how to access the court records and learning the victim's name, I was asked the cause of death. Now that I had officially come into court and proven my battle readiness, having known all information needed before entering the courtroom and learning absolutely none of it on the spot in the courtroom because I'm an amazing lawyer, I was ready to start the trial. Given my first new piece of evidence, a statue of the Thinker, as well as maybe a gun, I was ready to begin my lawyering thing. Statue added to the court record. Woo! Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. I have a gun.
Want to shoot this bitch up?
I'm saying. Mr. Butts having been called to the stand, we start to worry, but not quite for the reason you might think. It seemed he had come into court under the effects of a very potent substance. Copium. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet. Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. I was a dump, she just wasn't taking my phone calls. You see me ever. Copium, holy copium. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. Cooked. Wait, cooked. In fact, she completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. Oh, cooked. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it. Lies. I don't believe a word of it. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Whoa, holy. This was on the DS?
You're damn right it was.
Daddies? Sugar? Look at his face. Bro is flabbergasted. He can't handle all this. Bro, give him a day off. Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Are you calling her a whore? Damn. After having gained some new evidence in the court of the victim's passport, I was given my first influential decision in the game and became stunlocked at what to do. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... Oh, this is gonna matter. Oh, fuck. You know what, I trust him. He got this. Might be better not to get involved in this one. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, no way. That Alright, I should have objected. And it would seem that in my days, I'd selected incorrectly. But of course, I wouldn't choose incorrectly. I'm the gosh darn heckin' ace attorney, baby. You know what? I think what he said was actually good. I think I can use this to my advantage.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he said, there's no way, I don't believe it, in response to that, instead of saying, no, I hate her, I want to murder her, I want to beat her with a blunt object and get away with it. After proving my excellency as the ace attorney, Larry decided he wanted to be guilty passing. Next question, you went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp! Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I did. Holy fuck, bro! He wants to be guilty. After realizing Larry is tossing my elo, I knew I had no choice but to let him keep cooking and hope maybe he clutches something out. What do I do? I think I just have to make him say what happened, because I feel like leaving it at that, it makes him seem more guilty. Like, if he at least explains it, I might have something to grasp at. Of course, he'll need my assistance, so I sent him a little sneaky signal. I know, I'll send him a signal.
A signal?
I just fucking hit the desk. What? Imagine you're in court and your attorney just smacks the desk, just whoa, and then just points at you. After he clarifies and claims he was indeed at the scene of the crime, but at a time the victim was not, a witness is called to the stand claiming he could prove the claim false and prove Larry was the one who committed the crime. Objection. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? Prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Brought to the stand is Mr. Frank Sawit, who claimed on the day of the murder to be peddling newspapers, as well as having seen the defendant fleeing the scene after the victim's gruesome discovery. This man was, as we knew, the true murderer. I'm gonna bring my DS into court, play the first case, be like, see, no, right, he did it right here. You guys obviously didn't play the game. In the witness's testimony, he claims to have been going door to door selling his newspaper subscriptions when he saw a man fleeing an apartment. Claiming this man to be in a hurry as the man had left the door half open, he then, thinking it strange, peeked into the opened apartment where he saw the corpse of the victim bleeding out on the ground. His next action was to call the police. Alas, the phone in her apartment wasn't working at that time, so he instead opted to go to the nearby park and call from a public phone. This all took place at exactly 1 p.m., he claims, followed by disclaiming the man he saw was without a doubt the defendant sitting in the courtroom. After hearing this truthful and whole-proof testimony, I started to wonder, why would Larry murder this woman he claimed to have loved? Because, of course he did. Nobody at the stand who took the court's oath of truth would lie at that very same stand. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Why didn't you just tell me you murdered him? I wouldn't have taken the case. After having been informed as to the reason why the phone in the victim's apartment wasn't working due to a blackout, the judge asked me to do something unthinkable. Cross-examine? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Alright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying?
Good lawyer.
Yeah. Imagine you're like, yeah, no, he's lying. You gotta tell him where he lied, and your lawyer just goes, wait, what? Wait, what?
He lied?
Wait, you're telling me what I just heard it? You didn't just murder them and flee the apartment? You're innocent? Wait, what? Flabbergasted, I thought to myself. This judge, the very same judge who would have made Mr. Sawit take the oath of truth, thinks that maybe he wasn't entirely truthful? Lying, even? At this point, I realized just what I needed to realize about the justice system. People lie when they say they won't. I was distraught learning this. I wasn't quite sure how to continue. Knowing that the witness was lying, how could I know if my client wasn't also lying? I didn't know what to believe, so I did what I know best. Finding the errors and abusing the rules.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I.
After pressing everything Mr. Sawit had said and backing him into a corner, I eventually found a discrepancy to pick at. Alright, what time did you call again? Ooh. Remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Incorrect. He's wrong. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? I'm cooking him now. Objection, ooh. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. I don't know, man. After having been called out on his discrepancy, he was given the chance to retell his testimony differently. I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Oh, he's changing his story now. This doesn't seem fair. I don't think you can do this in court. Certain he found the body at 1 p.m., he recalls hearing a voice say the time coming from, presumably, the television, explaining the time discrepancy as the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program, explaining why it would have said 1 p.m. as opposed to 4 p.m. Seeing as I had barely found the previous discrepancy, his change of story made it near impossible to find anything else. I couldn't piece together what must have been wrong this time. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Well, now I'm gonna point out the blackout, dipshit. Once again, given the opportunity to cross-examine, I pointed out his fatal flaw. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. It must have been a ghost! After being pressed by the judge himself, as well as cooked. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. Cook, judge. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. Then you seem rather distraught. Mr. Sawit, now providing his most accurate testimony with absolutely no lies or discrepancy, now is leading the court to believe that he did not hear the time, that he actually saw the time on a table clock inside the apartment. Oh, those do run on batteries, don't they? Oh, okay, he's got me there. Yeah, the murder weapon, okay. You're wrong. Can I just present this right now, please? That must have been what I saw. Motherfucker, you know what the murder weapon is and you're lying about it? Once again, given the option to cross-examine his bogus testimony, I pointed out the fact that the so-called clock that was used to murder the victim was in fact not a clock, but a statue. Yeah, say that again to me, dipshit, huh? What did he kill her with, huh? It wasn't there. Yeah, the murder weapon. Yeah, dude. This motherfucker is stupid as hell. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Yeah, that's a clock? Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. It's a clock? Actually? Are you serious? What is this shit? How do I win this now? I've got nothing left. Somehow, some way, Mr. Sawit got out of every little trap I put him in, dodged every proverbial punch by just a hair.
Ooh, he's thinking.
Fuck. I don't think I have anything else, but I don't want to say yes. Or like, no, I don't have any problems. Because I do. He's guilty. I guess I don't have any problems with the testimony now. But in my moment of defeat, that is when I rose from the ashes like a phoenix, catching one last detail, one last slip-up about the case. I guess not. There was a clock on the scene, so no problem. Right, are you out of your mind? The clock that... The witness couldn't have possibly noticed the clock just by seeing it. He said himself, you know, okay. Oh, he's spitting! He's spitting! Wait, he's right! Wait! Damn, I'm shit at this game. Yeah, no, I kinda fucked up. I got saved by it being a tutorial again. But after that, I was cooking. I turned the heat up to 11 and I cooked him, bar and grill, baby. Then we would have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed it. Oh! Woo! Holy, that's a huge claim!
Holy shit, Giga Chad.
You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the... Oh! Ooh! Oh! Wait! Holy shit! That was the sound you heard! Holy shit! He's a genius! Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. But holy shit, Wright's a genius. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. After hearing this claim, Mr. Sawit's lawyer was flabbergasted. Ooh. What's the meaning of this? His objection is just, wait, you're guilty? After the realization that he was backed into a corner, Mr. Sawit proceeded to reveal a dark secret. Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, oh.
Oh.
What the?
Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn, give him death.
As unfortunate as it was to not only learn but have to witness, Mr. Sawit was bald.
I'm gonna do this with a little bit of style. Gritty time. Ooh, gritty and...
After learning this, I know the case is all but solved as I place piece by piece together to finish the whole puzzle. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock? Do you have any evidence? The judge asks as I rebut. It must have been. Try sounding the clock. The clock, as prompted, recites the time to us. I think it's 8:25. After hearing the clock's announcement of the time, we ask Mr. Payne what time it is. It's 11:25. This confirming the discrepancy between the time of death and what Mr. Sawit had been claiming, he pulls out one last trick. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Who forgot one thing? Otto, what's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How did you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. He does have a good point there. Now realizing I had to prove the clock was 3 hours slow on the day of the murder, I realized I had nothing. The case was over. Where did I make a wrong decision? Did I forget to present a crucial piece of evidence? Did I not press about an important point? What had I missed? Is the screen panned to black? Oh! Not over, Mr. Sawit! I'm not gonna lie, I have like a skill issue or some as a lawyer, bro. This is the second time her ass has had to save me on this one case. I don't know if this profession is the one for me, man. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Why would the clock be 3 hours slow? 'Cause the power went out. That implies that it's not a battery run clock though. Which I feel like it is?
They already said it was, no?
Yeah, it's a battery powered clock?
Yeah, didn't they say that already?
Yeah, I thought so. So what do I have to... I'm gonna just say yes and figure something out. Wait, maybe I could prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you said the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the courtroom record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha, tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Oh, because if she took it with her, then it would be set to a different time zone. Finally, I figured something out on my own. The passport? Why do you say the passport? What does the passport prove? After presenting the passport as evidence the clock was slow the day the victim was murdered, we realized that actually the clock hadn't been 3 hours slow, it had been 9 hours fast. And once pointing out that fatal error, Phoenix let it rip. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. Oh, the clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Oh, okay. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh, because his name's Mr. Oh!
Not the time. Someone's been murdered, Phoenix.
Phoenix, your witty, cracky jokes need to stop. We're trying to solve a case. Please, Phoenix, please. Yeah, I didn't realize the play on words his name was until now. I was almost an hour into this case, and I only got it once they spelled it out for me. In response to being absolutely cooked, Mr. Sawit understandably started foaming at the mouth. Oh, he's foaming at the mouth. What the hell?
I think he died, bro.
I killed it. I'm going to jail, bro. I think at this point, after all we've been through together, having him lie to me, calling out his lies, lying again, once again being called out, even changing forms, just to foam at the mouth and eventually die, I think we're finally on a first-name basis with Mr. Sawit. So, after Frank was incarcerated and taken away, we had some final words with the judge. He gave me some words of affirmation, dapped me up, slapped me on the ass, gave me a little kiss because I am the Ace Attorney. With my home slice, my top dog, my day one, my OG, Larry Butts, now found not guilty, we learned that Frank was a common burglar who posed as a newspaper salesman to learn if people were or weren't home, and had a stroke of bad luck when one of his targets came home early, and in a panic grabbed the nearest object, striking them down, killing them. Finally, with the whole case complete, we now return to the district court defendant lobby, where we talk to Mia just a bit more, where she quite humbly claims that we didn't need her help, which is just wrong. She saved us twice. This is also where I learned just how badly the chief wants me. I've never seen the chief looking this happy. She wants me so fucking bad. Do they have romance in this game? I have to imagine in the middle of the court, I'm rizzing her up. It's like, now, he might have been starstruck, but so am I when I look at you.
Jesus Christ, someone's been murdered, Phoenix.
I'm trying to murder that pussy tonight, baby girl. Larry and I start chatting once again. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead. What? After Larry mentions his loss in great despair from losing his Cindy Windy, Mia congratulates Harry, claiming she can practically see the headlines now. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Ah, yes. Larry proceeds to offer Mia a piece of evidence as a gift, which, one, I just don't think you can give away evidence from a case as a keepsake. Like, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but if I had to take my guess, I'd assume that's just not okay. And two, this motherfucker thinks he can rizz up my girl? Oh, hell no, I should have sent his ass to jail, bro. With everything settled, the case closed, Mia offers me out to dinner on her, and finally, the game teases us a bit about an upcoming case. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Oh! And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Oh? That is the end of the first turnabout. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated. And if you made it this far, subscribe, like the video. I'm hopefully gonna keep making these. I've got 2 whole other games and 4 more cases in this game alone to edit. So, if you want to see more of this, stick around. I'm gonna upload other stuff too, but I'm hoping to get through all 3 of the Ace Attorney games eventually. So support would be appreciated. Have a great rest of your night.